Let's cross our fingers, hope that third time is a charm. Okay, cross our fingers. Okay, we're gonna come back through on our second coats of everything. If you're just jumping in on this one now, there's two other videos that preceded this one. So it if you don't care that you aren't seeing the first coat go on, then that's fine. Just continue on from here. Otherwise, the first two videos are the first coats of everything that I'm about to show off again now. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. We're not even going to talk about it. We're just going to dive right back in. Here are our second coats, going all the way back to the beginning with our swag bag polish. This is Get Your Coins Ready. Again, absolutely beautiful. This was in the swag bags at the Polish and Beauty Expo this year. So we'll go ahead and get our second coat on right away and just try to keep this hot mess going here. Oh boy, what a night. I don't know. I must be having internet problems on my end is what I'm assuming, but I have no. So anyway, here we are. Here's our second coat of Get Your Coins Ready. Absolutely gorgeous. I am so in love with it. So there it is, two coats. All right, moving right along to the doorbuster here. E is back. Hi, E. Welcome back. We're trying third time's a charm here to get through these. All right, next up, this is It's Time, which was the doorbuster. We'll go ahead and get our second coat on there. Oh, you subscribed? Thank you. I appreciate that. I really don't know what is going on tonight. I appreciate you popping back on. Make a birthday thing? What do you mean make a birthday thing? All right, here is two coats of It's Time, which was the doorbuster. Macy says hi. Hi, Macy. Happy Sunday. Thanks for popping in. We're coming through on our second coats of Red Eyed Lacquer from the Polish and Beauty Expo in July. And next up, so this is Red Eyed Lacquer's half of the duo that she does with lacquers. This is Garden Night. It is a magnetic, so this is one coat magnetized. You want to see a birthday nail? I don't paint my nails on live or camera. Usually the only lives I do is swatching. I'm horrible trying to do my nails on camera. Because then you're trying to focus on like being in frame and it's hard to see from the weird angles you have to sit at. So yeah, no, I don't normally, I'm sorry, I don't actually usually paint my nails in front of the camera. All right, so here it is, two coats. This is unmagnetized right now, obviously. That gorgeous red shimmer. So I'm going to set this off to the side on the magnet, let it do its thing. And then we can take another look at that later on in the live when it's all set. Macy says, I'm gonna go, but I hope you have so much fun making your nails. I will pop in later probably. Awesome. Thank you, Macy. If not, have a great night. Thanks for popping in. All right, next up, this is the polish I have on my nails now. This is You Get a Pine Cone. So we'll go ahead with our second coat on the swatch stick, but you guys can see it in 2 coats on my nails and topped with stamped pine cones. So we'll go ahead and get our second coat on the swatch stick here. All right, here it goes. So again, I'm not sure if she's got any of this one left on her website. Please go check if it's something that you would be interested in. It is a gorgeous polish. I love that base color. And then you just get that pop of the shimmer. I'm a huge fan of the warm, neutral base colors. But I absolutely love a shimmer. Absolutely love me a shimmer. All right, now we're coming into the PBE exclusive trio. Also not sure if she's still got any overpours of these left on her website, but definitely go check. So first up, this is a solar. This is Malnati. So you can see her little solar sticker. Go ahead and we'll get the second coat on here, and then I will show you this transition right away. So here it is in its normal state in 2 coats. Beautiful, like a buttercup yellow with that gorgeous shimmer. And then let me go ahead and get it under the light, and I will show you the transition of it. So here it is in its natural yellow, and it goes to this beautiful red that just makes that shimmer pop even more. Absolutely gorgeous. So that is Malnati in 2 coats. All right, next up in the exclusive trio, this is 30-minute wait. It is a thermal. I will show you this transition at the end after the second coat here, because I have another thermal and then I have a couple of glow-in-the-darks that we'll take a look at too. But let's go ahead and get our second coat on here right away. I'll show it to you this way. And then we'll transition it at the end. So here it is, 2 coats, 30-minute wait. So pretty. Okay, moving along. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep it moving because I do have a lot. There's a lot. I got a lot from her. I can't lie. But she's one of my favorite makers, so I always go a little crazy at her table. All right, last up in the trio is this stunning blue. This is Blueberry Vodka Lemonade. And it's another solar. I think she must have been channeling her inner alchemy lacquers on these. Alchemy has a whole solar collection, so if you're into solars, go check out alchemylacquers.com too. But she's super into solars, and they're like besties, so she must have taken a little hint from Alchemy Lacquer on these solars. Here it is in its natural state. So gorgeous. And then I'll go ahead and put the light on, and this will simulate what happens when you go out into the sun with it, hence the solar. It turns this Absolutely gorgeous purple. And then that blue shimmer just pops. So here it is in its normal state, and then here it is in its solar transition. If my camera would stop bouncing the focus around, that would be great. All right, so that was blueberry vodka lemonade. And moving right along here still, we're getting there, working our way through. So this was her birthday polish this year. This is My Body Cracks Like a Glow Stick, but I Don't Glow. Again, very rude. I think it might be kind of fun to glow. For a little while, though. Like, I would want to glow all the time. Because that would be kind of annoying. But maybe for a couple of minutes. Or, like, if you could turn it on and off, that might be kind of fun. My random musings. All right, here it is in 2 coats. Look at how shifty that shimmer is in there. It's absolutely stunning. Holy cow. That is gorgeous. I love that. Oh my goodness. All right. Next up, we are on to the Latanya-isms quad, which I do believe she still has these on her website. So if these pique your interest, definitely go check them out. So first up is PP Light. Again, this is a glow in the dark. We will come back to that at the end. But let's go ahead and get our second coat on. Here we go. I love the pink shimmer in here. It is so glowy. Do you guys see how glowy that shimmer is? So pretty. All right, there it is, 2 coats. That is PP Light. And again, I will show off the glow in the dark at the end, because I have to get up and turn lights off and all the things, and it's just easier to do all at once right at the end. All right, the third in the Latanya-isms quad, this is Kitty Kitty Meow Meow. And if any of this video is wondering what Latanya-isms is, I did explain it in one of the prior videos. I believe it was the second one. So if you go back to the video that will be posted right before this one, I explain what Latanya-isms are. So if you are curious, just go one video back on my page and you will be enlightened. All right, here it is in 2 coats. This is Kitty Kitty Meow Meow. Super pretty. I love the little flakies in there. All right, last up of the Latanya-isms quad. Here is BFFRN, which I do believe on the last video we decided needs a second R in there. But that's okay. We all get the idea. You still know what it means. So let's go ahead and get our second coat on here. I'm anxious to see how this builds up with these metallic flakies in there. It's just gorgeous. I love super glowy metallic-y polishes. And just look at that. The shine on there, and then you throw in those little black flakies. So fun. So this is 2 coats, BFFRN. Gorgeous. Okay. Last up here. Did I say that one was last? If I said that last one was last, I lied. Because this is the last in the quad. I am sorry. If I said that last one was the last, nope, I was kidding. Just kidding. This is the last and fourth of the Latanya-isms quad. This is We Ain't Gonna Do That. White Crelly glitter bomb. Any kind of, whatever color glitter you can think of, it's pretty much in here. Super fun polish here. Let's go ahead and get our second coat on and see how that builds up. I mean, the first coat, honestly, was pretty opaque. More opaque than I was expecting of a white Crelly. But yeah, definitely 2 coats is going to be fine. You're not going to need 3. 3's a waste. You're just being greedy. Here it is, 2 coats. We ain't going to do that. Now, obviously, it is glitters, so you will want to use some kind of glitter smoothing top coat, whatever your favorite brands is, wherever you like to get it. But as with all glitters, I would recommend a glitter smoothing top coat and then your quick dry on top of that to protect it all. So that was 2 coats. All right, now we're coming into like the bargain bin mysteries. So we're on the home stretch here, a little over halfway, but we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, so this was a collab that Red Eye did again with Alchemy. It was a Star Wars, collab. This is There Is No Try. Again, on the last video, I did explain I do not have Alchemy's half of this duo. I only have Red Eye's, just because it was in like her random like mystery section. So of course she didn't have Alchemy's because it was the Red Eye table. So this is the other glow in the dark that we will be taking a look at the towards the end of the live here. But we'll go ahead and get our second coat on here first. And then I will show you guys the glow along with the thermal transitions at the end of the live. So here it is. There is no try. I really love the shimmer in this one. And glow in the darks are always fun. I am a fan of the glow in the dark nail polishes. Y'all, they're hard for me tonight. Oh my goodness. I'll be honest, I am super exhausted. It has been a crazy busy weekend. I feel like I've been nonstop since Wednesday. These kids, I tell y'all, man, they got me coming and going. And now I'm throwing things. See? I had to go to bed. All right, this is Helene. This was a charity polish that she did for Hella Handmade Creations, obviously to help go to the Hurricane Helene relief, whichever. I don't remember which charity she picked, but I know it went to a good cause. So we have already got our 1 coat down. Let's go ahead and throw a second on. Once again, the shimmer in here is absolutely gorgeous. I am such a fan of shimmers. Any shimmer, just give me something sparkly. And I am happy. So here it is, 2 coats. This is Helene. And you can see just how shifty that is. Look at all the colors you're getting. So gorgeous. Love it. All right, keeping it moving. We're almost there, guys. We're almost done. All right, this was the Nail Polish Day polish from June. This is Freedom. A good old flaky bomb. Look at those all floating around in there. So pretty. All right, here we go on our second coat. All right, so this obviously is a sheer base. Um, you're probably going to want an undie. Because if you do 3 coats, I think it's going to get a little too gloopy. It's going to take forever to dry, and you're not going to be happy with it. So I am recommending, if you do not like having any visible nail line, do an undie on this. Or just use this one coat as a topper, because you are going to get show through, as you can see. So there's 2 coats. Again, I wouldn't recommend a third. I think it's going to get too thick and you're not going to be happy with it. So either an undie or use it as a topper. Either way, it is still absolutely stunning. I personally will probably, when I wear this, will just do it in the 2 coats. I don't mind the visible nail line. It doesn't bother me. Obviously, as long as whatever's on it is pretty. And this is pretty, so. But those flakies are amazing. I love these flakies. So that is 2 coats. All right, now we're going to get into our few random Frog of the Months that we have gotten. This one is Haya from August of 2022. So we will go ahead with our second coat on there. I love this one. It's so shiny, like metallic-y shiny. I don't even know how to explain that. I know that sounded kind of weird, metallic-y shiny, but do you see what I mean? Like, the shimmer in here is so shiny, it looks metallic. It makes the polish look metallic, and I love that. So there it is, 2 coats. If my camera would stay focused here. That is Haya. All right, next up, January 2024 Frog of the Month, Grain, Go Away. So I'm really excited to see what this looks like on its second coat, built up a little bit. Because obviously you can see one coat, it's pretty sheer, pretty light. So I'm excited to see what the second coat builds it up to. Okay, so you're definitely just getting more of the flakies in there, which I am here for. Let's take a closer look at this here. I mean, it's got good opacity even at 2 coats. So you can see there. You could probably build this one up with a third. I don't know is that you really need it. But that is pretty spectacular. This is going to be a good base for some nail art. Definitely going to have to leave this one out on my desk. All right, that was Grain, Go Away. Next up again here, this is our last Frog of the Month here. This is August of 2024. Red Backs Back All Right. So we'll go ahead and get our second coat on there. And this one is a thermal. So I will show you that transition here in just a minute. I'll do the 2 thermals and then we'll turn off the lights and look at the glow in the darks. And then that'll be it for the night. So we're getting there, guys. Almost there. All right, here it is, 2 coats. Red Backs Back. All right. I love this. This looks exactly like a poison dart frog to me. I know I don't think it was a poison dart frog that this was based off of, but it definitely gives me poison dart frog vibes. which I love poison dart frogs. I almost bought some. Um, our local Petco actually had some of the little blue ones, but they wanted 70, well, probably a reasonable price, but they wanted $70 for each of them. Um, I just, because I didn't have a setup for them, I didn't have a terrarium, I didn't have nothing. So it wasn't like it was just the $70 per frog, and I probably would have gotten two. So it wasn't just that price, but then I would have had to get the whole tank and the setup and food and, decorations and the mister and everything. And yeah, I, I was not prepared for all of that at the time. So I never got them, but I kind of wish I did because they're super cute. All right, last ones here, guys. We've got our two mysteries. So here is mystery two. We'll go ahead and get our second coat on. And then we'll play around with some thermals and the glow in the darks. Oh, I love this hollow. I don't know why this didn't make it to a release of some sort. Like, what was it about this that she was not looking for? Um, but I'm glad she brought it as like a mystery proto so that I could get it. Because that is really gorgeous. All right, well, that was mystery two. Last one for our second coat. This is mystery three, which is a topper. And obviously, yes, you are generally not going to use two coats for a topper. But all of my swatch sticks are two coats. So I do put two coats on my swatch sticks, even of the toppers, because something in my brain will not let me do anything other than that. But when I wear toppers on my nails, it is only one coat. So here it is, mystery three in two coats, which obviously you wouldn't do normally with a topper, but here we are. This is how I roll. All right, that was it for the second coat. Let's go ahead. I'm going to grab those thermals quick and we take a look at our transitions. So the first thermal we had was from the exclusive trio. It was 30-minute wait. And then the second thermal that we have here to take a look at was the Frog of the Month, Red Backs Back All Right. So let's go ahead and check out 30-minute wait here first. Let me just get this over here nice and toasty. Get our transition going. Because I never remember to actually bring warm water down with me, I always use my little heater that I have. It just takes a little bit longer. I apologize, but we're getting there. It's coming, I promise. Here we go. All right. So there is our transition for a 30-minute wait. It goes to this beautiful bright pink from that gorgeous red. So again, that was 30-minute wait. Polish And Beauty Expo this year. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at this Frog of the Month. All right. We'll see what that transitions to. Almost there. All right, that almost goes clear, so it looks like a very pale purple. That is gorgeous. So cold state, here's our warm, And this is Red Backs Back. Okay, last up, we just have, oh, I wanted to show you the 2 coats of the magnetic here. That's right. This was Garden Night. Here it is, 2 coats magnetized. You can see that if I can get the glare not on there. You can see that red pull right in the center. So that was Garden Night in 2 coats. And then last but not least, we just have on the darks to check out here. So let me pull those out real quick. I am throwing things everywhere. Where's my other glow in the dark? There it is. Okay, so here are the glow in the darks. This was from the Lataniisms quad. This is PP Light. And then this was the Star Wars collab with Alchemy. This is There Is No Try. So I am just going to run around and turn off lights quick. I will be right back. Give me 2 seconds here, please. Just want to make sure it's going to be dark enough for you to actually see the glow. Give me just a sec. I've got another light switch over here. You guys will have to excuse me. I have like 4 light switches that I have to hit. Okay, and last but not least is my big light. So let me go ahead and we'll do There Is No Try first. I know it's unfocused right now. I just have to give it some light and something to focus on. There we go. All right, let's see if we're dark. Oh, we're plenty dark enough. All right, so there is the Star Wars collab. There is no try. And obviously I didn't charge it very long, so it actually is still glowing. Like in person, it's still pretty bright. But I know it's hard to see on camera. Especially because I do still have one light behind me, so I don't kill myself when I'm get up to turn the other lights back on. Because I will run into something. And it will hurt. All right. This one is PP Light from the Lataniisms quad. If I could get my camera to focus. That one's super fun. All right. That is all I have to show. Let me go ahead and start turning lights back on again here. Give me just a second again, please. All right, I got one more. All right, now we're back up and running. Whew. Well, that was a night, y'all. Thank you, everyone who had to deal with me popping in and out. Thank you for popping in, even on one of the videos. Thanks for hanging out with me a little bit tonight. Anybody watching any of these videos on replay, thank you. Thank you for your support. I know it's a thing to ask people to subscribe to you, so I guess if this is something you'd like to see again, hopefully minus all the nonsense of having multiple videos, of course, I'd love for you to subscribe so you can get notified when I come back on again. Also, feel free to find me on Instagram and or I do a lot of pictures over on the. I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. I actually will not be back for another Sunday Night Live for about 3 weeks. It'll be the end of October. My oldest son is in marching band with his school, and we are kicking it into full competition mode in October. So we actually have competitions on Sundays, the next 3 Sundays. The next 3 Sundays, I will not be able to do my Sunday night swatching lives. I apologize. I am gonna try to keep up with posting, my shorts, my little mani shorts that I do. So I'm gonna try really hard not to be completely absent. Um, but I won't be able to do another live for a few weeks because of that. So obviously that takes priority in my life. But I hope you guys all have wonderful weeks until I see you again. And I look forward to seeing you towards the end of October when hopefully I can report that my son's school are state champions once again. Thank you so much, guys. Take care, y'all.